Hello, I am Kodili-nye. Welcome to another street vlogging, and I hope that you will really enjoy this street vlogging and help us to spread this news about the homeland. And by doing that, you will basically promote our homeland and help to defeat their enemies of progress in the homeland. And today, what are we discussing about? We are going to be discussing the call by a prominent Igbo man for a homeland consciousness, a homeland development, and he discussed in details about this. And this is not quite different from what I've been saying in this channel, that we have all that we needed to develop the homeland. And this prominent man is called Don, a musician, and basically he spoke with wisdom, because some of our people have lacked the wisdom to understand that God has given to us all that we needed to change the narrative, and that by keep on distracting ourselves, pointing on one thing or the other without actually utilizing what we have been given, is basically total mess, and that has not helped us, and that has stressful growth in our homeland. So that's what I believe and always push forward in this channel, that whatever we needed has been given to us, but we need to deploy them for the benefit of the people and the benefit of the homeland. So there is no way we can make any progress if we're not using the strength we have been given. I spoke some time ago about how we can effectively end the medical tourism and medical tourism in the homeland, and I also suggested how we can easily improve things, and without even waiting for the incompetent politicians and the lackadaisical politicians who are waiting for the next election, that we can do it town by town and villages by village. For instance, I spoke that if we galvanize ourselves in building hospitals, building mega hospitals, and so in every town, all those money we are using for all those lavish, useless celebrations would have been used for the growth of the homeland. I know that some people will say, how can you do without the politicians or the governors? That they should, lead by the front, from the front, because they are meant to be leaders to drive home development. But in the absence of politicians not understanding this, not actually having deep love for real change in the society, I think other leaders are there. That's why I'm here to tell you these things. That's how you can be an agent of change in the homeland, and you can push this thing in your homeland. Think about that, a village in Igbo, in Anambra State. You have between 100 people or 200 people in America. Can't you make a change in your hometown by saying, let's have an ambitious project, building between 200 or 500 bedded hospital? Can't you make a change? Instead of this wasting money on funerals, wasting money on eating and drinking without that has little or no impact in the community, and it's not going to help anybody. And our people are every day now where we can actually help to solve. So that's what I'm saying. So we can target that each of these villages, we have a target of 5 hospitals within a specific time, and they can achieve that. I spoke about I spoke about this, that it can be done in education, building boarding schools, that 5 boarding schools can be sponsored in each of these villages, because our people need to bring their children home. We need to bring our children to be groomed or trained at home in these boarding schools. And how can we do that? By following what I've suggested in this channel, how we can actually accomplish this, by basically contributing in building boarding schools that can be handed over to the church organization or can be managed by trustees. So these are things that we can do. I know that the government and the politicians, most of them are not development oriented. They are basically geared towards the next election, and that's why all these policies is not a rocket science to know all these things or to do all these things. But that's why they cannot lead in front, and that's why they have not even engineered the people in doing all those things. I talked about how we can completely transform our cities, building all the roads. I gave a suggestion over and over again that we don't actually need the government to do these things, but the government can lead from the front by actually pushing this idea and also making some incentive, or giving out some incentive that will promote this thing with a deadline. Because a development must have a deadline. If we say we want to end the era of bad roads, untied roads in our cities like Onitsha, Nnewi, we can say 2 years it will be done. That this is what we are doing on our part to make sure these things are done. It doesn't need to depend on the budgetary allocation, because once you have so much number of people with money, a lot of them do have between 10 million and 100 million in their accounts. So meaning that they can actually effectively change the narrative. And a lot of them are landlords. They have the money to build their own houses, meaning that they also have money to actually build their own street, even if it's in 100 feet in front of their house. They have the money to do that. Anybody that can construct a bungalow have the money to do all those things. But you need a serious government initiative, or people with a good governance mentality to drive home all these things, so that our homeland would be something of Dubai style image. So that's what I'm saying. It's not a rocket science, forcing the government hands to close all those drainages, cleaning the streets. It can be done if we start in our neighborhood to educate the politician that this is what we need to be doing, by saying, okay, look at our neighborhood, this is how we do it. The government, can you do your own part? That's how we can change the narrative. And at the same time, we can sponsor people that have that mindset. I know there's no elections in Nigeria, that most of the time there's elections and corruption in the electoral process. But we can keep on pushing until we achieve what we are looking for. In this 21st century, we should not be depending on boreholes. The government has also been digging boreholes, but not knowing that there is an issue. You cannot just be doing boreholes and expect people to go into somewhere to get the water. Why not distribute the water from house to house? That's what we are talking about. We can change the narrative. I said some time ago about how main market, this largest market in Nigeria, can actually invest in other things like building universities, building recreation hubs and other things, thereby diversifying their business potentials and also helping to create jobs in our communities. That's what we are talking about. These are innovative way of doing things. I do believe that if you listen to this, you'll be able to suggest your own. You'll be able to help to drive home this homeland Akuluno policy, and also help to change these politicians. Help to at least waking them from their deep sleep, from their slumber, because they have had this sleep for a long time. And our homeland cannot continue to live to be like this, whereby we have been given all that we needed to change it. I don't know what you think about this. Please like and comment and share. I am still Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. See you in the next one, and God bless you mightily. Have a wonderful time. Bye.